Trucks were floating down the interstate and mobile trailers were floating down the interstate.
What we're focused on right now is meeting the immediate emergency needs of people. That's shelter, that's food.
This is my property here in Nashville, Tennessee, and I got 39 acres here, and as you can see, it's all under about 10 to 12 feet of water.
I'm trying to figure out what in the world is going on. I can't believe we're having that much flooding. And knew at that point that there was going to be need for the Red Cross. Told my husband, I'll probably see you tomorrow.
I said, no, you won't get back. The river's coming.
And he said, I don't know, this one seems different. And I said, well, I've got to go help.
We was watching the river and it kept rising, and you could stand here and listen to the river, and it was just like a train. I took the big tractor down and got 3 families out of their home and brought them here.
He called me and said, you're not going to be able to come home. The water is over the road and it's washed the bridge away. And I couldn't even visualize that we could have that much water in this area.
I was watching the water rise, and it was coming up my steps approximately 7.5 inches every 11 minutes. It was like watching a huge bathtub fill up. We had gathered a lot of our contents and put them on the 2nd floor. My father, he collapsed. Due to exertion, and I honestly thought he was having a heart attack. And then Sunday evening, it was approximately 22 feet right here where we're standing. By then, you were numb.
The whole reason that you go to the Red Cross to help out is because of this flood, and then the flood impacts people that you love at home and you can't get there. It was devastating. But I knew what I was doing was helping thousands of people. Every shelter that we had was over capacity, hundreds of people. We were doing fine, and then Interstate 40 flooded.
We're as frustrated as the residents are that we just can't get in yet when the bridges are out or the roads are still underwater. We're out in those neighborhoods as we can get to them.
We put my boat in and crossed the river and carried them ice and water and generator and whatever. And immediately, neighbors contacted neighbors knowing that we could get in and out. It just started growing bigger and bigger and bigger.
What they were doing is what the Red Cross does every day. I was still doing Red Cross as I was coming back home, and people are sitting out in their front yards with everything in their homes just in piles with this look of helplessness. And I immediately called back to the Red Cross and I said, they need water, they need supplies. Y'all get a truck to this subdivision.
I remember when the day that the first 2 Red Cross trucks that showed up at the church, something washed over me and I thought, this is a real catastrophe that we're in the middle of, because that truck is here.
Our house was, it had 9 feet of water. We had lost most everything that we had. We have 3 children, and it was 9 feet in our home. And so it was pretty devastating. It was traumatic. Opening the front door and seeing what the water had left behind, It's just a mess, a true mess. Dirt, debris, mud, water. I think that was my low.
I was working as a neighbor during the day, helping strip out houses and whatever needed to be done, and I was basically helping as a Red Cross volunteer at night. It's just relief to finally be home and be with the people that you love and know that everybody's okay. And they've lost a lot, but everybody was still alive.
If there was one of her for every 10 people, the world would be a whole lot better place.
Just knowing that I'm helping and to know that you can do just a little bit to make those first few days a little bit easier for them. There's some that are still dealing with the emotions of it. When it rains like that again, it just has changed them forever.